COG, second place in the North American LCS, returning 3 of the North American LCS champions as well.
And they've been able to hold that kind of stature to the team as well. Still a team that can gun for the championship in this one towards the top of the table. As we enter in now against Team Liquid, Jin, Poppy, and the Udyr does get the ban against the Smithy this time. He's been really able to cause a lot of havoc on that champion.
Yeah, it's even nerfed Udyr. He lost 20 points on his turtle stance and 20 damage on his Phoenix stance.
Sorry, Jet.
I'm really sad. But also, it blocks what Xmithy has been most effective with. COG's true 1-3-1 split push happens when Xmithy can get a lot of farm on Udyr. It's not the same if he plays Lee Sin or really any other jungler. Udyr can be unique in that sense. So I can see why TL would want to ban it away even if it's nerfed.
He has been starting to branch out a bit. The Nidalee was banned. We haven't really seen him on the Lee. There was at least one, yeah. Week 4 Immortals, there was that Graves game as well, which just got banned, of course. So what is his option?
Kallista's up, Lee Sin is up.
Yeah.
Gangplank, Alistar, Braum, but Alistar and Braum have been traded back and forth. Some people even value Trundle support if someone's going to go with the tank top lane. I would expect the Kallista to be first pick, though, to be quite honest.
We just saw the Gangplank play, but also nerfed as well, so maybe not have that top priority. And yep, there's the Kallista pick. Getting locked in for Stixie.
Yeah, especially because you have to deny that from Piglet. Kallista still 100% pick ban on this patch.
Lorlo and Dardog have. Didn't fare so well in duo queue. Hoping to do better here in the LCS this week.
You guys beat him?
We beat him 1-0. Got him. PTL.
You got one question.
We got 1 right out of 6.
And they got 0.
0 out of 6. It's all right. We're good. We're gonna do better this game though. I'm sure they will. Lorlo picks up the Corki. Braum for Matt as well. A lot of options with the Bard always being up for him, but he's gone away from that Bard as much now. It's not apt to be pick.
Yeah, I mean, especially against Aphromu, I think there'd be a huge amount of value in Bard pick early here. It's a champion. Both these guys are probably the 2 best Bards in North America. Especially when you consider that Matt had found so much success on Janna that they wouldn't pick Janna or Bard. To me, it's very
true
surprising.
as well. They're kind of like hiding a lot with these, though. Still, you can get a different support in there. Figured the Gragas would be picked up by Xmithy. See how that works for him. History for him with kind of displacement ults and skill shots really haven't worked out. It just him or disrupts the team as well. There's a lot of synergy necessary with those.
Yeah. I think his Gragas is good though. It's something he played a ton of in the summer split. And when the Gragas buffs came in, we thought, hey, that's a big buff to Xmithy.
Honed that skill up. Yeah, there's the Bard. Taken right away. Knowing that they don't need anything else as a first-time priority pick, they go with the Gragas to get him in there and an easy support to show not too much. Do it.
Oh. Piglet would love to play Vayne.
I wonder at that point if it's just like, it's my comfort champion, I don't care what the matchup is. Even though it still is hard.
They're actually, yeah, they're saving the flexibility of either having a Corki 80 carry or a different mid laner for the very final choice. I like the Nautilus in the top lane. I think it's immensely powerful, especially because it can neutralize a lot of the damage dealers the Darshan could potentially take in the top lane if they're looking to split push. And, you know, we said COD hadn't really given anything away with their first 3 picks because they haven't.
Right.
Generic, high utility 3 champions. With their solo lanes, we will get to see if they try and change their style or if they commit even harder into the 1-3-1 split push that they continue to try and do.
What would be our top 1-3-1 issued picks?
I think Jax and something like LeBlanc would be 2 of the big ones.
So close! You were so close! Woo. A sword instead of a lamp. He still dashes and jumps around, blah, blah, blah. I like it. I'll give it to you.
The return of Darshan's Yasuo.
Yeah.
Pulled it out. North American Summer Finals, MSG last year, against Gnar as a counter pick in the lane. Now it's against Nautilus. A little different, but I am excited nonetheless. But I was just talking about Yasuo the other day with the other color casters. nothing, and he has just like so much damage, just absurd damage, but it's so hard to actually get your damage off in team fights because he gets CC'd.
He actually has a pretty good team to jump around right now. I mean, he gets tagged by Braum. It's only a follow-up CC there. As long as he stays away from the Nautilus, he does the passive hit. What will be the last lock-in here? So actually will be the Corki going to Phoenix, even though we've seen Piglet on Corki. Blind Baron steals, great plays, still can do it. They choose to go on mid lane for that, and Lucian for Piglet coming in.
Yeah, so a pretty straightforward team composition for Team Liquid. Good mix of physical and magic damage, Dardoch on an initiator, heavy tank line, so a very standard team. I'm still very surprised that they didn't pick Bard for Matt.
Right.
And then COG, it's a different champion, so it's a different way of doing the same thing. They're still going to be wanting to do heavy amounts of split pushing with Darshan, maybe even throw the Blanc down for a second split push and actually pull off a 1-3-1, and then have Gragas, Kalista, and Bard in the mid lane. A lot of fluidity with the way they're going to be playing the game, and Team Liquid's going to want to catch them out and find fights with the Nautilus, Lee Sin, and Braum.
Coaches to step off now. 10-4 versus 7-7. Chronologic Gaming keeping themselves at the top. Liquid looking to fight for these last few games in the last 2 weeks. As the teams load onto the Rift, let us know once again your predictions for this matchup. Tweet at LOL Esports. The hashtags this time, hashtag CLG win or hashtag TL win. And we will tabulate your votes in just a little bit. And look towards the bottom of the screen for those. You see the comps on your screen. You can vote accordingly. Everybody in the crowd is ready and waiting. No more of this slow champion select. Let's get to the fighting. It's Chronologic Gaming versus Team Liquid, and we are on the Rift.
Yeah, well, slow champion select. Maybe we get a slow start, but you never know. You never know with games.
Hey, our slow starts have come kind of explosive games so far.
Yeah, I mean, we've had some weird ones today. 2 longer games, definitely. Immortals with the game well over their average. The first game of the day with Renegades as well against Cloud9 went 56 minutes, 57 seconds. COD and Team Liquid, though, very important playoff implications on this one as well. Cloud9 was able to pick up a win in their first game. This is potentially COD's hardest opponent for the rest of the year as well. They currently have that 1-game lead over Cloud9. Take it.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
That'll be a great game mode for a fun game mode at LCS. So you give everybody in the crowd a keyboard, and they can sometimes press the keys. It's kind of like Twitch plays at LCS.
Get like it's
LCS crowd plays.
1 in 5,000 chance that their key input works. Like, this is how we introduce chance to the game.
Love it.
It'd be like tripping in Smash. Everyone would hate it.
We're like, who was that? That was a great play. So we'll see where the vision comes out here. It looks like Piglet headed towards the top side, but they are just wavering back and forth before they actually choose where to put the AD carry. It looks like it will be a bot side. We'll get a matchup for this game. I like that. Still have a bit of time to change. Oh, actually not. It's 1:30 in, so they're going to be hanging out. Time passed as we were blabbering on, Jat. It happens.
It's beautiful. Looking at the way COD is starting this jungle. Yeah, we're gonna end up seeing actual lanes. Something COG actually has had a decent amount of success with. Like, they go to split push, but they don't necessarily have to lane swap. This will be a test of Stixxay's laning phase up against Piglet, who is one of the most mechanically sound laners we have. This will be a fun matchup here. Who's going to hit level 2 first? Afro Moon.
But they're
apparently.
Yeah, they're damaging much faster. Yep. You know, whenever the support's going just as ham as the AD carry, you might want to watch out for that level 2. Just autoing left and right. See the Keystone Masteries and a little more diverse for games as we go here.
Fervor on both AD carries, not Warlord's Bloodlust, so going for the damage over the lifesteal.
These guys have been having a rough time. Missing so many minions in these first few waves. 4 to 10 already.
Yeah, Corki's early laning is really good.
Yes.
He shoves in faster than
last game.
Yeah, he shoves in faster than pretty much any other champion level 1. Early trades with Frost Bomb and auto attacks. And then Huhi's just getting really bad timing on these minions, so he's not able to last hit him. The turret's taking all his CS.
Be good to keep him down. He may have to look for side lane pressure if he gets the chance here. Maybe jungle pressure once it comes to it. Darshan was like, I should ward, but it looks like there's going to be a gank, and he was absolutely right. That sixth sense there for him paid off.
Yeah, but look at this. The immediate response down bottom. I thought Aftermoon was actually going to go in and get a deep ward into the jungle of Lee Sin. That gank didn't really do anything. Maybe it burns a health potion from Darshan, but no immediate threat. He gets his ward down, and it gives the rest of COG full intelligence. You know, Aftermoon and Stixxay had already hit level 2
That's
early,
very true.
so they're able to get very aggressive now. And yep, xMithi going into the enemy jungle, looking to steal a boot, all because Dardoch tried a gank. The question here will be, though, can he get it? Because he's going to be tracking him, and LeBlanc went back to base.
I was actually just about to ask you if there's going to be that time, and you know the jungler could be bot, would you just go to blue? But he smites Wolf to figure that out first, buys himself some time. So he did know that Smithy would be trying to take that blue. Understands his mistake. Hopefully Team Liquid can repair it. Back and forth. Lorlo knows he doesn't want this. The flash. Oh, wait, is this not enough? Oh.
Darshan with a minor miscalculation. Lorlo, I think, was clear with the flash, but Darshan thought he could flash follow for the kill.
I think he had enough distance as well.
Yeah, ends up trading flashes, unfortunately, when it could have just been a flash down. Sign of things to come, though.
Oh, boy.
Trying to go hard.
You want to go on a journey?
I think he does, but there's all summoners up, and they can't get too close to the turret.
Vacation canceled today. No
Just
journey.
because it's a magical journey does not mean it's a pleasant one.
That is true. They don't have too much vision behind that turret, and they don't exactly know where Dardoch was for the second. They will in a bit. He's mid. Bot lane's getting a tad aggressive. But Phoenix, he's like, sorry, Dardoch. I pushed too hard. I didn't mean it.
Yeah, man, Huhi's also getting shoved in really hard by Phoenix, who's also got barrier on Corki. It's going to be tricky for Huhi to get a foothold in this lane. Very close Twitter vote here.
I thought Afro had a blue for a second. I didn't see the bottom of Brahms hit there. Looked interesting. So Stixxay, is he playing it more aggressive? They're only up by a few CS here. It's going to be tough to do against Piglet, but we said we would watch this bot lane. And the trades have been taken well. We just saw a bit of aggression with what happened mid lane because we switched back and forth. But the damage is staying up. Advantage right now in health to CLG. But they're just using that to keep it stretched a bit.
Yeah, and I think where a lot of the gold is coming from as well is just actually the top lane here. It's 200 gold difference between Darshan and Lorlo. There's that really early gank by Dardoch, which denied Darshan a few minions and maybe one health potion, but I don't think that was it. It's just Lorlo's able to kind of shove in Darshan. He didn't die to that first blood, which could have swung the lane. Now it's coming back around. You know, these early game gold leads are very quick depending on the size of the minion wave, but so far, Lorlo's been able to hold against Darshan's Yasuo.
I feel like that actually, works well for Lorlo. Unless he has a wave coming up, he dashes into you, you put your shield on, bop him, and walk away. Can't dash to you again, right? So he's not too much trouble from Darshan. That early kill, however, probably would have switched things around real quick, and Darshan would continuously be trying to do that. Smithy, Scuttle may decide to go top side, but he would meet Dardoch. He is in vision.
Yep, and he actually walked all the way through the tri-brush, so the ward ended up seeing him. Not that Dardoch knew where the ward was.
Right.
May as well have been in the tri-brush, but he's going to stick around. Regardless of being seen, his timing is good up top, because it's exactly when Darshan wants to push in. But it allows xMithi to take his jungle. That's the cost of ganking, essentially.
And
You're leaving yourself open to counter jungle.
So a 6, he knows he's out clear as well with that Raptor sweeper, so he makes it nice and safe for the team on that top side. And Dardoch starting to fall farther and farther behind with these moments of kind of giving himself up and then not being able to repair that mistake of just vision to the other team so far. CLG obviously a much slower early game without that lane swap, and their notable swapping back and forth or translation from lane to lane to really catch a team off guard and get single picks as they would. I mean, they have a Bard this time, so you probably see Aframo doing a bit of that shortly.
Yeah. Aframo's Bard, super potent.
Yeah.
But yeah, these lanes are kind of going to a wash at the moment. So COG will be powering up to the point where they want Darshan to be very fed. One of the ways to guarantee your top laner gets a lot of farm is just have a 1v1 lane.
Yeah.
He's not going to get starved out. If he wards properly, he's got pink ward control.
Knows he's hanging out. Double Dorans for a bit of extra health on any of the ganks, but keeps himself up there.
Jeez.
can get that health back.
Fast reaction.
Yeah.
But this whole time, Dardoch is just camping that top lane, but he's not getting success out of it. So he's going to allow Xmithy to power farm a little bit.
Looking at that situation, that he is top, while Lorlo is doing well, is it to advance Lorlo, or could he be going to other lanes and giving pressure to Phoenix, giving pressure to Piglet and Matt Bottom?
Yeah, well, it's tricky. It's really hard to ever gank a LeBlanc unless he goes very aggressive in the mid lane, and Phoenix has generally been okay. If anything, you would expect Dardoch to get a little bit more vision down and maybe even gank the bot lane, right? LeBrom, so to speak, Lucian Braum, very quick stun, chains into skill shots very well. But at this point, with Stixxay being level 6 on Kalista, it's also difficult to gank that lane. So for the most part, I think Dardoch is trying to protect against Darshan snowballing ahead. Just kind of keep Lorlo so he can become a big tanky Nautilus later.
Hey, you don't use it, you lose it.
And if you do use it, it's useless. So either way, it's the same.
This is true. There's a satisfying factor in there. So back from from Darshan. Haha. Has that zeal. Looking to finally get those crits on and maybe change Lorlo's mind about being able to stand still for too long. Still no kill here. A lot of patience in the early game of all of our games today. Even with this non-lane swap, standard lane. Phoenix gets the blue. He shouldn't have too much trouble in lane. Actually, obviously a better time now being able to push in Huhi quite a bit. Huhi uses this single moment he has the lane pushed. Let's try to get a kill.
Yep, they knew the blue buff was being going for. They're actually doing 2 ganks at the same time here. Lorlo going all in on Darshan, but it's going to be LeBlanc coming in.
He went in a little too quick. He does have the dash back to Lorlo. They were holding the time, looking for the chain. That's a locked up Lorlo, but he's also so tanky. The last sigil does make its way in. 10 minutes, first blood, and the assist to Darshan.
Yeah, I actually love the call there by CLG to do the simultaneous ganks because they actually had knowledge of where all 5 people on Team Liquid were, and there was a gap of pressure in the mid lane, so they had the freedom to send the LeBlanc top and Gragas bottom. Lorlo had no idea it was coming. A lot of the times you'd expect like 4 people to go bottom if you're going to see a gank that way. But instead, Huhi sneaks through the jungle, gets the gank, and now teleport coming in from Lorlo while a gank happens in the mid. Another simultaneous.
Oh, he got it on the minion before he channeled it. Alpha move very good at placing himself to get those cosmic bindings to work. They trade one there onto Huhi, and Phoenix goes down as well. Darshan gets himself in a sticky situation, and it's a double kill now. Coming in for Dardoch. Getting to that top lane pays off.
Sneaky deep lane ward right there. CLG was trying to get as much turret damage done as possible. Did not expect a flank from the Nautilus. So even though Phoenix does fall in the mid lane, they get 2 back in the top lane, and now Dardoch will be looking to snowball a little bit with that double kill.
Oh. In 1.5 minutes, we've gotten 4 kills, or I should say 3 kills around the map with first blood at 10. Piglet just completely trying to take out Alpha there as we see what happened here again in the top lane. There's a TP from Lorlo there.
Yeah, there was a pink ward right there, and he just destroys Huhi. Darshan unable to get the damage through as well. Really, it's all about the TP, and then Dardoch just playing really slick on this in.
He does have some great games on it. I heard about it on the desk. Maybe able to put another one of those on the board. We'll see.
4 points.
We will see.
Maxing E on top lane Yasuo. Get those dashes through as quickly as possible.
I don't even know if it's another answer. Or it's like answering a question with a question kind of situation. I think that's how it is. Answering with Yasuo? No, you're just still questioning.
He answers with Yasuo's E, which does magic damage.
That's right.
You know, Lorlo stacking early Sunfire Cape, so logical thing to do is skill up your magic damage spell. Get a little bit of damage off, but at this point, Sunfire Cape Corruption Potion, I feel like without a LeBlanc gank, Darshan's going to have trouble getting into this.
Yep. 118 to 98 in that mid lane, so kind of actually big that Huhi was able to get to the top lane and get something else out of this side. Mid's not working out for him too well. As well, that last play for Xmithy to come mid, when we saw him go bot, that failed instantly trying to protect mid turret. So CLG really working well off the ball. If things aren't working, they're back to trying to protect the base and not just saying, hey, that didn't work out.
Dardoch is very strong right now, though, and with the CC follow-up from Lorlo, they can push Darshan straight off the top lane. So lanes are starting to favor Team Liquid, actually.
Oh.
But here they go. They're ahead on the rotation. Got him. Really did not. Phoenix played that great.
Even fooled us. He gets the chain down, pushes Dardoch off a little bit. Darshan probably happy to have some free time up in the top alone. He needs to get a little bit bigger. A lot of what CLG has done with comps is to always put Darshan on a carry, whether it was Rise or a now Zion. Can't talk. Now Yasuo
Zion,
or
Zion.
Jax. I'll get it, don't worry.
Spartan.
And now can CLG kind of repair this? Do they know how to give him time
Whoa.
to do so?
Well, they're going for a dive.
Maybe it won't be time
Definitely going for
to
a dive.
repair. It will be time to push forward.
There will soon be 5 people in this bottom lane.
Piglet gets out first. That actually gives them a target to focus. Matt trying to go the other way. Which door is the right door? Neither. Closed. All of them closed on the way out, and the double kill as they take the bot turret.
Okay, so huge investment for that. They had a LeBlanc roam as well as a Darshan TP, but it's not like they had the lanes pushed. So they're actually going to lose 2 turrets for that double kill, get a turret of their own.
Yep.
It's essentially 2 kills for a -1 turret trade. Gold-wise, that's going to be very close, but the gold distribution will be balanced for Team Liquid and heavily in the favor of Darshan for CLG.
A heck of a lot was used by Piglet as well in that play to try and get out alive. Dardoch bot lane. Aframu does not look like he's going to have a good time. Fate's Call is down. Whew. With that Sonic Wave miss, he doesn't have much choice but to head off. Whoa. Looks like Darshan wants to go for the fight.
Well, he did just buy off of that double kill, but like we said, Sunfire Cape, Corruption Potion, Nautilus.
He was taking quite a bit of damage just hanging out.
Yeah, I feel like you can just press his button a few times. Passively kill him. Anyway, this gank took a little while to unfold. Team Liquid should have been fully running away, but there were 3 people well behind them. I actually think Team Liquid responded this about as well as they could.
Right.
5 people, they block the Bard Q. Darshan finishes off Piglet. I feel like even Team Liquid shouldn't have even tried to use summoners.
Right, that's what I was thinking.
But I didn't think they realized they were all 5 people there until after they'd used summoners.
Piglet looked like he was actually in a decent spot with Darshan on his tail, but then Kuhi came around, so it may have actually paid off. Who knows? 16 minutes on the clock now. 4-2 is CLG slowly kind of getting a few things they want, but not finding a lead out of it too much. Lorlo's been able to keep pushing the top lane, which demands respect. Darshan to go back up and push. Piglet drops bottom here. Liquid gets an easier way now to get themselves into the jungle, kind of put warding down and feel safe about their exit path, not being into a side or mid lane turret now. Definitely have good control over the game. Playing very strong here. CLG is going to answer with the Rift Herald, knowing that a bit of power is bottom and backing after taking that turret. So see who gets this one. It's going to be Xmithy for that farm game and pushing up.
Yeah, and I think the game is on at this point too, with the 2 kills onto Darshan's Yasuo. COG's already in position for the 1-3-1. LeBlanc was bottom lane. They got 2 to 3 people in the mid lane and 1 back on the top lane. He's also got the Phantom Dancer, so we haven't really seen the Yasuo build, so to speak, in the LCS this year since all the itemization changes for marksman. Used to be static shield like all the time. Oh, never mind. Swing and a miss. Missed his body slam flash. Xmithy. Okay. Phantom Dancer instead of Static Shiv. Phoenix, why did he take that journey? These guys are just doing weird things because I wanted to talk about Phantom Dancer. Okay, Phantom Dancer gives him damage reduction, which is good because he's split pushing. If he was team fighting more, Static Shiv would still be better because it gives him more damage and more wave clear. But he's looking for extended 1v1s, and he's going to need the damage reduction so Lorlo doesn't kill him by mistake, essentially. Phantom Dancer will grant him that in the duels. But if he gets grouped on like this, I don't think it's as strong as Static Shiv.
Dardoch in the jungle, taking a bit of damage. Who he's able to deter him. He's still able to take the wolves, though. So in and out. Team Liquid kind of knowing their boundaries really well here. Getting a lot of deep wards, protecting them when they need to, and then making their way out. Still making it a tough game for Darshan. Has found a few kills, but still down about 25 CS. as opposed to Lorlo, who's easily able to take the damage that Darshan has right now. So not boding well for any future fights for the next 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Gold still pretty much even. Looking for Dardoch to make some more plays. He's the 2-0-0 guy.
Yeah, Lorlo is actually up 400 gold on Darshan. Dardoch is up 300 gold on Xmithie. So kills kind of being traded for farm in a few different situations there. Biggest discrepancy is the 700 gold Phoenix has over Huhi. Trying to get really big on that Corki.
I haven't seen too much from Phoenix. Every time I think of him, I think, you know, Azir plays a mid-game play where he completely changes the game. On Corki, kind of does that in a way. He'll try to get into those 1v1s that pushes somebody out of a fight. We saw it a little bit when he protected mid-tier turret, but it's been much more of a kind of safe lane and then fight with the team season for Phoenix this time.
Yeah, I mean, his last 2 Corki games have been super successful. Against Renegades in week 5, he was 7-0. Week 7 against Impulse, he was 6-0-7. So more deaths than his last 2 Corki games already.
No.
But no, yeah. Good
that week off.
Backline team fighting for Phoenix and very strong laning. The COG, a lot of people here.
They tried this once before. Doesn't look like they'll fully commit to this one either. Yasuo on the bot lane along with Nautilus. The pressure from Dardoch. He knows he is quite strong right now. Level 11 for him coming in on that would do quite a bit of damage. It looks like CLG is forced to respect it. Dardoch and the team still moving forward, slowly inching with the minion wave here as Lorlo's going to be getting an advantage in that bot lane as well. Darshan has to back up. Really working well for Team Liquid here. CLG trying to size them up, see where they can get in.
Yeah, and very strong Corki folk, kind of limiting what CLG can do here, but they are going back to their formula. LeBlanc top, 3 people mid lane, Yasuo bottom. It's the 1-3-1. Their wave clear in mid lane is actually not great right here, but with the Gragas and the and the Runic Echoes, it's going to be enough. All they have to do is respond to what Team Liquid throws at them, and they keep going back and collapsing this formation of a 1-3-1. It's the way CLG wants to play the game.
If you think back at the Immortals game, that's all they did with Fiora. They were able to keep that going the whole time, and while it's easier with a bit of a lead, they can still try to do it here while kind of stretching a small lead out. Top lane does get taken down. That's what they were looking for. They should be able to now have Fuhi down towards this bot lane, make everything safe and sound. So it looks like it's all down to 3 inners here for Counterlogic Gaming, and they're still looking to drop that turret in the mid lane to open things up. It might just be the task at hand right now.
Yeah, well, they know Team Liquid's all going to be recalling. It is 20 minutes into the game, though, so they now have the home guard bonus, so they will be back to turret fairly quickly. And Phoenix has held off on the recall, so he will be able to sit there and wave clear. Really feels like COG is probably going to be taking their time. If they can get a pick from Huhi or Xmithie, they're going to go for it. But for the most part, I feel like Darshan just needs to build up to 3 or 4 out of Yasuo, where he's going to be able to start hopefully taking down the Super Tank and Lorlo.
The Raptor Cloak on to Xmithie. It's beginning.
The Zerots.
Zerots are coming. Beware.
I mean, that'll help them with their sideway pressure once they can get his Rod Portal. I mean, sometimes they can just put the item down there and basically acts as a person.
I wonder as well, Aphromu usually going for a banner. He's still sitting on the Aegis, has the choice to, so they may actually decide to do that as well.
I mean, I think they should go for a banner this time. Corki does so much magic damage, Nautilus does magic damage.
That's a good point.
Banner minion in a Zerat lane will basically force Piglet to go and defend it. But enough of this split pushing. Oh, there's no vision on Baron. Team Liquid just going strong for it. Bard ult would have to come in right now to stop it.
What did you say?
Go.
What had to happen? Oh, the hit out. Xmithie tries to get in. He hits the wall, though. Is he close enough? They're actually holding off on the hit on Baron. Xmithie gets taken down. Now they can focus it. Now they can take it down. What communication from Liquid on the Baron attempt. And they may just take a magical journey. That was interesting.
Oh boy, Team Liquid with a very bold Baron call, but they kill Xmithie. They stalled with the Bard ultimate, but they were so far behind on the play that they couldn't get in to stop him even so, and COG didn't have the proper pressure on their sideways as well as not having vision on Baron areas, so the collapse couldn't happen, and Team Liquid takes it easily. Now they can turn for Dragon.
Making sure they're down, they'll be good. Phoenix is going to be able to clean up bot lane. nicely done. The clearing of vision, the control over smiting the last bit of damage and making sure it could not be Xmithy's in a 50-50.
Oh, he
Still,
does.
a lot of pressure coming in. 2 Dragons going over here. Now to Liquid. They're going to have to get out of this one fast. Finally, they're going to lose mid-turret, but I'd say worth it this point.
Luckily, they have Baron recalls. Anyway,
Yeah.
Bartol comes down, traps Baron and stays, but then Xmithy just gets crushed with damage. Everyone peeled off, and Baron was at about 1,200 health. Darshan flew in the back of the fight, but he got neutralized by exhaust and really couldn't do much damage. And Phoenix had really good positioning on the side of the fight, stopping COG from all going in. Yeah, I didn't realize when you said that. Why did Lorlo go the other direction on the Magical Journey? How is that possible?
It's a great question.
Yeah.
All right, look, it works.
That one works. It's fixed.
He must have taken a left at Albuquerque.
I want to see that from Lorlo's perspective. Like, was that a spectator bug, or did the Magical Journey just not work properly? Is Nautilus too big to go through the wall there? It's like, nope. Space check. Too wide.
Sorry, you're going where we want you to go. 42.9. Go to 43 to about 39,000 right now. Very big play by Team Liquid. They're going to have another minute onto Baron. Definitely time to work with it, but they don't have any waves really in position at this point right now. So down to the bot side, they'll work it as much as possible without Baron being up or anything to worry about. This is the safest bet. We'll see how much they can get on this turret here.
Yeah. And they can still teleport in with Nautilus if they want to, so it's really difficult right now for COG to actually wave clear this out. Pickett's going to be chipping away at this turret. He has to respect the ultimate from Xmithy, who he had to blow ultimate just to clear the wave. Darshan is not having a good time against Lorlo's Nautilus here.
No, and he's still only recipe of items kind of towards the next core as well. It's been very tough.
This was the question Zyrian actually brought up on the analyst desk is, you know, COG wants to play these carries on Darshan, but we're in a very heavy top lane tank meta right now, whether it's Poppy, Rammus, or Nautilus. And he thought Yasuo would be one of these things that could come out and be a tank buster, but the tank's busting him right now, for sure. Iceborne Sunfire Cape, full combat effectiveness against Darshan, who's just hopelessly behind right now.
Almost have to stay ahead of the game in that sense for Yasuo to be able to tank bust. Oh, still in range. They're going to take the distortion back, though. The things that are happening out of Liquid, they're losing members here and there without getting a bit too much pressure. They got the Baron. They weren't able to use it too much. Top turret did get good hits. Lorlo is able to kind of do these things one-off with the team, so I think it's really waiting about Lorlo, making sure he gets some good pressure on a lane before they make it happen. Here they lose that. They back up. 4190. Not too bad for the power play.
Yeah. Above average, I'd say. I think the average is around 3,500.
Yep.
5,000 gold lead overall, 2 dragon gold lead, turret gold lead. Really, all the tools, all the things they need to be ahead on to stop COG. They also have a top laner lead, which I think is the most important thing.
Right.
Since Darshan is the primary split pusher here. Xmithy Aphromoo decided against the banner. He's gone for a locket.
Yes,
Maybe because they're losing so much when they just get pushed in straight away. I think the banner could have bought them a lot of time. And yeah, I wonder what this will mean for COG if they do fall in this game against Team Liquid. You know, past seasons, old COG, it was all about the, you know, late season collapse.
Yep.
And they overcame that last year by recovering after a mid-season flounder and then, you know, going undefeated in the playoffs.
Now, what if the slump doesn't have time to be picked up when it starts now, right? 4 games into that.
Is this a slump? They're coming off their best week pretty much ever. Beating Cloud9 and the Mortals, the first place team and the team they were tied for second with. So gain full control of second.
It seems to be kind of the momentum of the day, though, as we go across the board. Teams that we thought would have done well, carried out very long games, slow in the beginning and then kind of very skirmishy in the middle. The teams that we thought would have been doing better have actually faltered a bit here after this week off. And it may have something to do with it, may not. Maybe the trying of new things.
For sure. And the thing is, COG, they had a very busy week off, so to speak. They went to IM Katowice, lost to the 5th place team in Europe in a best of 3, and then had to go home after that. So lost a game to SKT, so you know, some pretty tough opponents they had to play in SKT, but they were expected to beat Fnatic. Well short there.
Not too much happening at this turret. A lot of back and forths. Few Qs have hit from Dardoch, but they're not taking them. They've abandoned this kind of Lorlo split push factor. All the members of CLG can now sit behind one turret. And Team Liquid is kind of stuck there, looking at a brick wall. Let's see if they put Lorlo in a different lane. That TP is still there for him. Or maybe it's a 1 minute and 20-second wait. Baron and Dragon about in that time.
Yeah, and just we have gargantuan farm differences. 298 to 216 in the mid lane. 246 to 184. I mean, there's maybe 5 or 10 Zerat Portal minions inflating that because it was completed by xMithy, but it's not like it was a Zerat Portal rush and these CS numbers are totally inflated. No, these are just huge leads.
That's just about 2K gold for Lorlo above Darshan at this point, just under that. Absolutely crazy. Makes it difficult to make these fights count. And if you think about it, even in ult terms, level 16 for Lorlo, that's his final ult. 14 for Darshan. He's got 2 more levels to go for that extra damage. So that's the pace that Liquid is hitting this in some of their lanes here. Definitely worked out to go standard for them this time. Something we also kind of wondered for Counter Logic Gaming is their standard lanes usually seem a bit weaker than when they swap teams.
It's true. Huhi has been a big question mark as well, whether or not he'd be strong enough in lane to make up for all the team play aspects that COG always praise him for. In this game, he was shoved in from minute 1, had 1 nice roam to the top lane, but he's been heavily outfarmed.
He did look to make those plays. Getting pushed down in turret so quick. Didn't have too many lanes to roam to after that. Now, a lot of the members of CLG actually sitting at that level. 14, 16 for Phoenix as well, so a solo laner again with a 2-level advantage. Package to be used. I think they're happy with where they're at right now. Dragon pressure, and Baron when they need to.
Yep, not able to contest that Dragon, quite honestly, being down 5,000 gold. They're hoping to stall the game out longer, but it's really difficult when they're the team that is trying to do the split pushing. That's a good amount of damage on a Dardoch, though.
Looks like CLG wanted that. xMithy just on the edge of getting an attack. They've put Lorlo to the top side. He's going quite slow in that push, though. So how do you relieve the pressure?
Yeah, so one thing is, now that the Infinity Edge is completed, Darshan seems a little bit stronger. And traditionally, like, having a split push that constantly pulls a team from one spot to another can delay a game if you don't make any mistakes. So COG does have to play very clean if they want to stay together against Team Liquid, who's also going to be looking to make that big surge. COG wasn't the only team to go undefeated in Week 7. Also, Team Liquid did.
7-7 is where you want to break out of the pack. You definitely don't want to be stuck figuring out whether you win a team in playoffs or making your way to something better. They decide to go from here. Not too many forward wards have been placed since TL stopped that last Baron push in the bottom. That's the last one they have to worry about here. So that may be Lorlo's lane until this Baron actually gets some action. Should see him down there. We'll see Stick Safe farming up wherever he can. Looks like the map's pretty clean for now, though. He comes back out. Quicksilver Sash, Mortal Reminder, or Lord Dominic's Regard, I should say, for himself.
Absolutely. So they're trying to get a little bit of tank busting if Lorlo does get into the team fight. Although the last few minutes have been pretty productive for COG, they had kept the lanes shoved up, so Team Liquid is constantly kind of playing lane catch-up. Now, though, that Lorlo had made it to the bottom lane, shoved the lane, and when Darshan shows, Team Liquid would be able to have confidence of having all people there. But they're still a little bit distracted. Piglet needs to shove up the top lane. Huhi's LeBlanc is going to counter-shove the top lane, and they're constantly keeping Team Liquid in motion so they can't group up and kind of sneak Baron like they did 5 or 6 minutes ago. Or Baron's obviously respawned, so I guess 8 minutes ago.
It's close. I took it. You're under. Price is Right rules. You still get it.
5 to 10 minutes? Just give these really, earlier.
Just generalize it. It works. There's a lot of time in the game. 32 minutes right now for this one. 4-4, but the gold lead says much different with how much Team Liquid has been able to work the lanes in the map. Still sit with an outer ring of turrets on the second tier. This is what they were looking to prevent before. They still have a ward giving them vision on the left. Darshan has TP. He's in the bot lane.
Yeah, they got
Lorlo.
They got the waves under control, so they're into the Baron pit, but they didn't have as much of a head start this time, so they're kind of vulnerable. Nice kick.
Smithy gets kicked back. He will be going down in this one. The TP comes in from Lorlo. He's going to stop that, and they will stay the bot lane.
That actually stops Team Liquid's ability to do the Baron. He's got to chase down the Yasuo now to try and stop his teleport.
Right.
Love the CC there, Chain, from Team Liquid with the kickback. Lorlo wants to kill him, I think.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Flash ulti already on Darshan. Look at this damage. The Sunfire Cape as well, tearing through Darshan. And this is going to be a dead Darshan. That is Yasuo going down in an attempt for a split push. Lorlo just knows he can control the fight until the team gets there from across the map. And Liquid back in control with 2 CLG members down.
That's a big Nautilus Riv. Thornmail, Sunfire, Iceborne just bops Darshan, no problem. No way Darshan could return damage on that 312 armor Nautilus, and even though he had the teleport discrepancy, they're still going for Baron. This is kind of desperation for COG to try and stop it. It is a 3v5.
Go for broke. They're putting all the cards on the table right now. They can't even get in, though. They say fold. We'll come back for next hand. They think they can stay alive that long. Baron's going to be up. They're going to be pressed up to the bottom tier second. That should go down, and it is going to be how CLG can hold this inner tier of inhibitor turrets now.
Yeah, it's going to be rough. I don't think COG wants to team fight, and it almost feels like Team Liquid would rather have Lorlo split push against Darshan.
Yeah.
If all he has to do is get in range to kill him.
Elixir of Iron. He's going to be a big Nautilus.
Even bigger.
Already got the extra money in this game to start spending it on things he does not really need, but he is going to be huge and very difficult to take down. See the Zeron Randuins as well onto Xmithy. He's trying to get peel and lane help for the team. Still piece together items. So many more items finished up on the side of Team Liquid here. And Huhi has trouble killing 3 people because more than 3, but those Hex Drinkers are keeping a lot of the members alive.
Really no one on the team who can burst anymore. Triple Hex Drinkers or he's hitting a tank. Also, the fact Team Liquid has gone for 2 rapid-fire cannons, one on Lucian and one on Piglet. It's not actually the best DPS item anymore, but it would be the best for chipping away at turrets because they get that one empowered shot from extra range. But now they're just so strong, they're just going to barrel.
Oh, the Elixir on. He is gigantic right now. Full stack Nautilus getting into the fight. Somebody hit it. Somebody hit it.
They didn't finish the inhibitor? Guys.
All right. Maybe they couldn't see its health past Lorlo.
Maybe they think they got it. And they're just backing away. They're just like, yeah,
they did.
Going, guys.
Look at the,
it's gone.
It's gone.
Wait,
look at the mini-map. Visual bug.
Visual bug. We are fooled by the spectating client. Team Liquid is the wiser.
All right, let's see. They'll get this one. Oh, Matt with a good hit up there. I believe he just stopped Darshan's Q from going all the way through the team. That would have been a big last breath from Yasuo. And they get a little extra time with this Baroned up siege minion at the turret, giving them the distance to stay in range. So,
I mean, the double rapid fire cannons are killing this turret so quickly, and COG is at such a disadvantage in a team fight. They're gonna have to pull off something amazing if they want to pull this.
Wind wall goes down, which means the engage is not going to be there. Glacial Fissure goes around the turret. Matt tries to get himself in position to just kind of distance CLG from his teammates. And they will have damage onto the inhibitor now. That one will fall, and they will make their way out of the base quite safely here. A very nice power play on that Baron, and they're going to be making their way out once more. CLG is going to try to yo-yo here, it looks like.
Yeah, and that inhibitor actually looks like it's killed, so definitely.
But it's not. No, I'm just kidding.
Team Liquid actually going for a fight here.
Oh, Stixay gets kicked into the fight. Depth charge is still on him. It will find him, and the team is trying to get back to that position. A nice double distortion coming in from Huhi, but he missed the first one because the Bard ultimate was saving the health bars of his opponents. That's the cleanup kill from Liquid. They do the janitorial duty right and sweep up the rest of Counter Logic Gaming. It's going to be Nexus turrets in their eyes, and what a game. 36 minutes in, a much-needed win for the 7-7 middle-of-the-pack team. Team Liquid, eyes on the Nexus, and Liquid is going to take down Counter Logic Gaming.
Yeah, what a game for Team Liquid here. They completely stuffed the split push of COG. They shut down the 1-3-1, and they just play clean, clear League of Legends. They grouped up at the right time, they tanked up at the right moments, and they just plowed through COG in that last fight.
Very well done. Great kind of control as well from Dardoch in the early game, with knowing his knowledge was given up, or the knowledge of him was given up. They lost blue, they did a few other things. He was able to repair those missed ganks. And Lorlo himself has been a target for other teams. They go for his Gnar, they go for his champions, they take down Lorlo. It's much harder for Team Liquid to get their engages, and Lorlo himself has been stepping up as well.
Yeah, I mean, also, Nautilus is just a natural fit for him. He's now 4-0 on the champion.
Yeah.
This was actually the first game he's died. on Nautilus, and it was a single death. Like Team Liquid has been absolutely crushing when they have him on Nautilus, and yeah, it was a very clean game for Team Liquid through and through. I love the itemization choices. I like their strategy for most of it. They kept Dragons in the right spot, and they kind of call into question this CLG team who had gone off to Poland with such high aspirations.